Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be unboxing and assembling this ZoomMed Reptibreeze open air black aluminum screen cage. It is the extra large model, 24 inch by 24 inch by 48 inches. I'm also going to be attaching some Dragon Strand ledges. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what we've got. So let's see, I better grab those instructions. Now I would normally do a separate video for the Dragon Strand ledges, but it is easier to assemble those ledges onto your new enclosure rather than, it can be done. You can add your ledges after your enclosure's already been assembled, but this is going to be easier. So I'm just going to combine both of those steps and videos together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the ledges too, because I'm not sure at what step I'm going to need to add them. Okay. Like I've got all my clips. And my instructions. All right, I'm going to take a minute to read over my instructions so that I can make a game plan. All right, so I've briefly gone through some of the instructions here, and the first thing is always to make sure you have all of your parts. So I should have 5 of the ledges, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. My parts bag. You will have side brackets and a back bracket. The back bracket is a little shorter than the side ones. So you want to make sure you've identified that one and set it aside so that you don't accidentally start to screw it into the wrong place. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 side brackets, and this one's just a tiny bit shorter, and that's the back bracket. I'll set him over here. All right, so you've got lots of little parts here, and I've gone ahead and counted them ahead of time. I won't do that with you guys, but do have a bowl or something to keep your parts in so that you don't lose any. So these are my parts for my ledges. Those over there. And now we'll go ahead and see what's up for the actual enclosure. I think these are labeled somewhere. No? Huh. I'm looking for the little stickers that have the letters on them to tell me which piece is which, because I always see when I'm watching videos when people have this particular enclosure, I always see the little stickers on the sides with the letters. Mine is not seeming to have any letters though. Ooh, one thing I wanted to remember. This is the bottom. I was expecting it not to be plastic. Thought it would be metal. But I'm going to drill a couple of drain holes in here so that my plants and things, if there's too much moisture or dripping from any of the humidity or anything like that starts to build up, then that will drip through here, and I'm going to put a plant underneath so that it'll collect the extra water. My parts bag. Okay, lots of little screws in here. Okay guys, here's a pro tip, or maybe not so pro, why I'm having to do it, but I've got myself some sticky notes, and I'm going to go ahead and label each of the doors and sides so that I don't make a mistake. Once I start drilling, I really don't want to make a mistake with that, and surprisingly they're not labeled. I know that it's not that difficult really to see which is which, but I'm trying to assemble and record this video at the same time, and my brain can't handle doing both at once. So to make my life easier, I'm going to go ahead and label each of the panels with a sticky note. And I did, by the way, go ahead and open up the parts that came with the Reptibreeze and counted my screws, and there's even extras in here, so that's a good thing. Some of the tools you'll need to help kind of get things sorted are some masking tape to help you place your ledge before you start drilling or screwing so it doesn't move. I have a tape measure so I can center it, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, why not? If you have one, use it. You will need a Phillips head screwdriver for the Reptibreeze. I have a level so that I can kind of see if my ledge is level, and I have a drill. Now I'm going to use this just to start my pilot hole, like I said, but if you're strong enough, you are supposed to be able to screw those screws in with the pilot screw that the ledges provide for you. All right, so I took a minute and labeled all my parts, but I have actually found the letters. They're not stickers. They're really, really hard to see. I don't know how my eye finally caught it, but they're kind of very faintly on each of the pieces. So that helps because the instructions tell you to match up by letter. And I thought, well, how's that going to happen without any letter stickers? But the light hit just right and I can see the letters. The letters are going to always be facing inward, so that'll help some too. All right, so since this is my back panel, I do want to go ahead and attach my ledge to the back panel before I assemble it. This is the inside, so I'll turn it over, and this is the outside. All right, so there we go. There's my back ledge. I'm going to center it, drill a couple of pilot holes, and then screw this on. Okay, close enough to level. Now you'll notice I've got a little pad down here before I start drilling. I don't want to slip and go all the way through. I just want to pierce the aluminum underneath. I don't want to go too far. So you're using the short little mounting screws and a Phillips head, that's it. All right, so that first side I used the drill, and this side I did not start a pilot hole, and I was able to screw these in and break that aluminum with no problem. I didn't screw them all the way down yet because I want to pull the tape out now before they're too tight. Okay, so now for each of the sides, you have 2 bars, and I want to place them evenly. I'll go ahead and use my tape measure. You can put them anywhere you want, really. Just make sure that you avoid any of the screw holes that are in the sides, because you're going to need those to put this together. I went ahead and just measured 14 inches down from the top, 14 up from the bottom. No rhyme or reason. Honestly, I have no idea. This is my first setup, so I hope it's a good placement. Okay, so I've got holes that are already pre-drilled here and one here, so I want to make sure that I'm not covering those. So again, we're taping our bars in place. Okay, level enough. What's up, Frida Mosquito? What's up, Frida girl? You coming by to say hi? Let me work. Let me get to work. Hi, Diego. You coming to say hi too? All right. You can come say hi. You can come say hi too. All right. Okay, so this next step kind of had me shook for a minute, but I got it figured out. The instructions that came with my ledges use an older spacer system. This is a newer spacer system, so the pictures on the instructions don't exactly match up, but I got it figured out. Okay, so these are your spacers. They're not round. You need to apply 3 of them onto your bar. That kind of shook me a little bit because I couldn't figure out how to do it. I thought I should have put them on before I screwed it in, but they actually go on really pretty easily. They're very flexible. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So what we're going to do is line these up with each of the holes that are in the ledge. And we're going to kind of hold them in place with, let me use the right terms, so that the machine screws, okay? Those are the ones that are flat on the end here. Oop. 1, 2, and 3. This is just going to kind of hold things in place for you. And make sure it goes through both pieces there. Okay, good. All right, now what we've got to do is make a hole in the screen. Kind of creepy and scary after you've spent all this money on this enclosure, but it'll be okay. So there is a screw in here that's a little longer, and it has a sharp point on the end, and this is what we're going to be using to pierce the screen. So we'll take them out one at a time. Take out the machine screw and pop in this one, and it'll kind of pierce the screen. You can kind of hear it and feel it go through that screen. And again, it's good to have a mat below you, because that's definitely kept me from going into my floor. And then we're going to get one of these. This is the thread cap. I'm not going to tighten these all the way, just kind of get things held in place. Okay, so what I'm doing is getting the machine screw and the threaded cap. I have to look at my terms for you. And I'm lining everything up again. This will go a whole lot quicker once I've got my first one done. And I will try to edit out a lot of this fumbling. Whoop, thread cap goes up here. fumbling like that. So I'm going to try to install this Dragon Strand ledge at a different angle so maybe you can see just another angle to see what we're doing here. So these are our brackets, and you just slide them on. Let me put this down. I do not want to accidentally poke my screen. I tell you, there's several times I've almost done that. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the instructions, and they say first, whoopsie, to put your little screw here to hold your bracket in place. Just popping it through these holes here. Okay, and then we have our screw that has the sharp end here, and that's going to puncture the screen. So one at a time, I'm going to take out the screw. I'm going to put it here, but I'm not going to push through yet. I want to make sure everything's lined up, and then just push it right through the screen. Okay. Then replace it back with that original screw. All right, then the next one. Make sure everything is lined up, that you're through the spacer first before you go poking through. And then I just push the screen towards that screw. All right, now swap them out. Keep everything in place. And then the last one. Don't go poking all the way through because you see how this slid down, right? And if I did, I'd have the hole in the wrong spot possibly. So I'm partially putting my screw in, getting my spacer lined up. It's through both the ledge and the spacer. And now I'm just going to push the screen towards that sharp screw to make my hole. Okay. And replace my screw. Okay. You can see my screw coming through the screen. I'm going to place my threaded cap here. Reminder to move. Give me a break. I've been moving all morning, afternoon. All right, I'm going to line this up over my screw. And you can feel it grab and it'll start tightening. Okay. The next one. Put my screw. Make sure I've got my bracket through. And now I'm poking it through my screen, lining up my bracket. Push this through the hole, then line them up. That works a whole lot easier, by the way. If you just put this through first, then it's easier to thread it into that screw. You feel it grab. Okay, All right, so I've got my ledges attached. Now I'm going to go ahead and put together the actual enclosure. So the instructions say that I need to take the top panel and the back panel and make sure that the letters on the screens are facing to what would be the inside. So again, I told you they're really, really hard to see. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that on my screen here, but it's very faint, but there are letters there. So this is the inside of the top, and I've already got the bottom set up so that the C is facing up. That's the inside. You've got to make them face upward like this. And you'll see there's holes that you need to line up. And you'll use a long screw, it says. So there's a screw on the outside here. I'm going to push it through, and it's going to catch the top. Okay, I am not going to screw any of my screws tightly until I've got it all put together so that everything gets nice and flush. So just kind of placing that there. Align the letters K on the bottom and the back panels. Okay, so this one must have a K as well. Yep, K. All right. Match the right side panel. D, F, and J need to be lined up. Okay, so next we're going to attach the sides. And to do that, you just need to match up your letters. Again, these are super hard to see. There's an F here, a F here. The top is a D. This says D. This is J. Uh-oh. I don't see a J on that. That says I there. L. Oh, it's very faint, but it's there. That's the J. Okay. Oh. Okay. Next side. Matching my letters. G. G. I'll go through and tighten everything up in the end, just to give everything a chance to kind of align correctly before I make anything too tight. All right, we're going to attach the lower door now. You can see it's got little hinge pins on either side, and there are little spaces for them to go here on the bottom. Now, this is why I didn't attach everything too tightly with my screws, because I attached this earlier, and you do have to be able to pull it apart to get this hinge in. So we're going to place the hinge pin into the right side, and this left side we need to be able to pull out a little bit to get it into that hinge pin space. Now, to hold this up, because I don't want it to keep falling, I'm just going to put that there. Okay, so now this tightening this screw here will go ahead and hold that in place. Okay, attaching the upper door, we need to line the hinges. There's a hinge on either side, and it goes on the other side of my door. So I'm going to turn this around so that the camera can get it better. And my latches are going to be here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah, don't tear it, don't tear it. There's tiny little holes here that your hinges are going to be screwed into. There's 4. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let me set it like that for now. And then you have 4 smaller screws, and that's what we're going to use to attach these hinges. That's going to help hold it on for me, I think. All right. Now I'm going to line up my hinge with the little, yeah, good thing. See, that does help hold it. Well, if you can keep it there. Use my short screws. All right, guys, this thing is huge. I'll get another angle of it, but let me tell you, I've got it up on a ledge or a shelf. I bought the shelf because I figured I could store stuff below, and I'm going to put holes in the bottom so that my plants in water and things can drain, and I'll put a plant underneath that the water can drip into. I just want to place the bottom panel in. It says to put it in through the upper panel, or sorry, the upper portion. Yeah, this had to be washed and all yet, but just to show you, you just drop it in. Ta-da! I was just going through and tightening all the screws, and I realized that there's a blooper. I made a mistake. The drawer, or the bottom door, I put in upside down originally. I went ahead and fixed it. It was a super easy fix. I noticed that I had a little bit of a gap in here as I was looking at it, and I thought, what the heck? And when I opened the door, it dawned on me that it was opening in the wrong direction. The door is supposed to come up like this, and I had it so that it was coming down. I think you could probably do it either way you want. So there's a place for your hinge pins to go in either at the top or at the bottom. I fixed it. I turned it around. I like it opening this way better. And it gave me a better seal through here. All right, guys, so there is the completed project. It is absolutely huge. Karma is gonna love it. I can't wait to get him in it. I've got a lot of fixing up to do though. Lots of branches and plants and things to put in it. If you are interested in watching this metamorphosis, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified as I progress with Karma's new home. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.